Hey Taurus, what's going on? What I was seeing in the pre-shuffle looked like there can be something that's being celebrated, or a different energy that we're starting off with though. I was seeing Three of Cups and I was seeing Page of Cups. I was also seeing the Star. There can be something about relationship healing that's happening. This also means too that you can be getting more in touch with your feelings. There can be more people that you're seeing, or like friends, or some of you can be making a new friend. There can be something like that going on. There can be something happening, like an event or some sort. That can be something too. We are starting off with the Five of Swords, which is an energy where immediately something's going on, something is an issue. Like, you can be feeling mad about something, you can be feeling annoyed, you can be feeling just like a type of way is how this is coming across. When we have Five of Swords, we can also be feeling protective over ourselves. I'm seeing the Star come out here. You may have to do something because you believe that it's right for you, but it may like be a little bit controversial for you to do that possibly. Yeah, the way that this Five of Swords is coming across to me is that, let's use the example of maybe having other people be like, why are you doing that? Like, I don't get that that's something that you're doing. And you being like, this is my own thing and this is what I want to do. And I know that this is right for me and this is my path and I'm not going to apologize for that. But you can like not feel good. Like, it can be like, I just wish that I was supported and I didn't have to be doing this right now. I wish that everybody like around me would just be like patting me on the back and like supporting me. And so this can be something that you're doing, that you want to do, something that you're pursuing that feels very, very significant and important to you. And you may have to be kind of like the one supporting yourself through this time. And having that Five of Swords there will just be like you doing what you have to do, but you can be like, I wish that it didn't have to be this way. I get that. You can also feel protective over like maybe some healing that you're going through too. But I think that this is bigger than that. We can tap in and see more. Okay, I'm also seeing a Tower. You can be having an unexpected conversation come up. Or something that's said unexpectedly. This can be like an unexpected reveal that happens too within the energy. If you're doing this and you're following the lead of this, sorry, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. If you're doing this and you're following the lead of this, I think that it's like making something else happen within your life. Like, I'm seeing it so clearly. I feel like I did not explain that well at all. If you're getting on to a higher track within your life, things that are not aligned with that higher track are now going to come crumbling down. And there can be something like that that's happening here. And you can feel like very like stubborn about this, and you can feel very like adamant about this, that this is what's gonna happen. But I'm also seeing like other things taking place too that can feel like kind of chaotic right now. But what this can also be revealing to you is like stuff that doesn't support your highest path as you see that to be, or stuff that is not aligned with what's connected with your best interest. You can see these things coming apart now. Because I'd like to say, having the energy of Aquarius and having Mars be coming out here for your reading, like, this is a very forward thinking, like, shoot for the stars type of energy. I don't care if like nobody else agrees with me. This is my vision and I know that this is right for me. And it's like very self-assured, and it's very it can be like a very like innovative move that you're making within your life, and it can be breaking boundaries and stuff like that. It can just be like a whole new way of doing things, because I think that having the combination of Aquarius and then also having Mars here is very forward thinking. And so I think that you may be getting some pushback because of this. And so you may have to, I don't know if you're like actually defending yourself. Some of you may be saying something, but for others of you, it may just be like maybe you're aware of like the conversation around this, and you can be feeling a bit of a type of way, maybe feeling protective over yourself because you know that this is really important to you. And you have no plans of letting anything like really get in the way of that, but I am seeing certain things like collapse under the pressure of this. But it feels like it's only the stuff that isn't really aligned with this decision now for you, and like the direction of things that you're going in, the direction that you're taking. I'm seeing this like house of cards that just is like coming apart, like the whole thing is collapsing. So we have Aquarius and we have Virgo here, and they are both connected with Mars and King of Wands. This is a breakout energy, definitely, but I do feel like you're going against the grain with this. I think that there are people that are not going to understand that this is what you're doing. And I also think that you have to work with the part of you that you may pass judgment on yourself for doing something like this. And even though it feels so right for you, if you have like certain hangups or like ways that you don't really allow yourself to do what you want to do, you're going to have to confront those pieces of yourself. Because I think you've been working a lot for a long time to have domain over your life in this type of way. And this is just the next step of things for you. And there's a lot of thinking about things. I'm not seeing you acting wily. I'm not seeing you act impulsively. This feels very calculated to me, actually, but it also feels like maybe a bit controversial within your life. So because of that energy being here with all of this, you may be looking at this and being like, does it have to be like this? Is this really the only way? Looking at the things that are collapsing within your life, trying to understand like, why is that happening? I see this too. And I'm also seeing you be really ready to explore something that you feel such an intense calling to. This can be a number of things, but it's something where it is a path that you feel like I must walk down that path. I have to explore that. Like every like molecule within me wants to go in that direction. It's going to be something like that where it just feels like it's fated, it's destined for you to be going in this direction, and that you're not shying away from saying that. So I don't think that you're like hiding in any way from this. I think that you're being bold about this, and that this is how you want to be setting things up, and this is what feels right for you. But I think too that you may be having like some getting to this like philosophical place with yourself where you're like, if this is right for me, like why is there not total agreement about that? Like what's that about? And what you can be seeing is that stuff that needs to fall away within your life, you're going to be seeing that happen big time right now. And that's what this is about. It's the stuff that doesn't match this path for you. Because this is a very high path that you are walking down. I'm seeing something that looks very special and very significant. I wish I had like a better way to describe this. There's something very profound about what you're doing right now and something very important about what you're doing. And I think because you are a visionary, it is not necessarily understood by people that are not sort of carrying that same vision right now. And so you're going to have friction in those areas. And for some of you, they're going to collapse completely just because it's not part of this storyline for you anymore. Maybe you also feel like you had to like put up a little bit of a guard or like be more, I see like a toughening or something, and that may not be how you naturally like to be, but maybe that's like how it's got to be right now. But I do see this bring you to a path that feels very undeniable. Like, this is where I'm going to be and this is what I'm going to be doing. So that also means too, like, maybe you had different options before, you had other things that you were doing, and it just feels like all of these rocks fell and they only left space for you to go down like one path, and that's a path that you feel like you have to be walking down now. And it's not only because it's like, oh, it's my only option. There's something that feels very significant about you going in this direction. It's like the golden path that's kind of rolling out in front of you. But there can be something about needing to claim this. That can possibly be something, or needing to be direct that this is something that you're going to be doing, that this is what you are choosing. There can also be some sort of fear of rejection or like being misunderstood. Maybe you're also having to like be okay with being misunderstood at times too, that not everybody is going to understand. But it does feel like everything led you this way. Everything led you in this direction. I think now what's going to be important for you is to let go of whatever that was that had happened before, to stop giving it your energy and just focus on what's in front of you and now go that way. And like, easier said than done, right? Because I think you may be hung up on some stuff. You know, you may be still feeling a type of way, maybe towards some people or something like that, or like the situation, whatever it was. So now is going to be about working through that so you can give this path like your full total attention and not be wasting your time with some nonsense here. Because it can be something that you feel like is taking away from what's in front of you now, and you don't want that to be happening. But you're going to have to like pull your energy back to focus on this thing that's right in front of you now. Because I think this is something where you want to give all of your attention to it, and it feels important that you do. So you can be figuring out like, how do I make peace with this and let it go, so I'm not thinking about this or not thinking about them anymore, and just like focus on this now and allow things to move forward. You could have like really gotten your feelings hurt, but you may have not let anybody know that. And maybe you're also feeling scared because, you know, when you decide to go in a direction, everybody's like, that's the way you're going. And you're like, yeah, this is the way that I'm going. And you feel like you're kind of alone in the dark, and you know that that's where you need to go, but it's just you. There can be a feeling of being scared because maybe you feel like a little bit ostracized or something like that. You know, like a feeling of ostracization is when you kind of feel like you're left to your own devices a bit. But that can be something that feels upsetting because you're like, I thought that you really supported me. Why are you not supporting me going in this direction? So there can be something like that. But then you can be like, am I supporting myself? Like, maybe I need to support myself. Maybe I need to stand in here. So that can also be something that you're looking at too. Because I see, like, having Virgo involved in the mix of this, you will see this as being the right choice for you, like the better choice for you, maybe the best choice for you, maybe the healthier choice for you to be making. And so if you're making moves, like having both Star and having Hermit here, this is something where you know that this is the right decision for you to be making. You know that this is the right path for you to be exploring. And if you know that, what does that say about like the people around you that don't support you doing that? Because I think that's an interesting thing, you know? Like, why are you not looking out for my best interest? Why would you not be supportive of this for me, of what I feel like is best for me to be doing for myself, and in such a genuine way too? So it can be something that you're just like looking into, but I don't think you want to be carrying this with you. This may be an energy that you want to cleanse. And for some of you too, this can be like a repeated cycle. Like maybe for years and years and years on end, you've had situations where when you're making certain choices for yourself, you find that support sort of falls away at times. And it can be something that you're learning to kind of deal with and work with, because it forces you. It's like you're either going to conform out of fear and like backtrack here, which I don't see as you doing, or you're going to push forward, but you may kind of feel like you're a little bit alone. But that also means too that there are going to be like a new wave that you're going to connect with, and there will be other people doing that will be compatible with you, and that may be where you find like where you're meant to fall in and who you're meant to be connecting with. And maybe also you have to stand up for yourself or advocate for yourself, something like that. Yeah, I'm seeing something about something unexpectedly presenting itself to you. But this can also be you being like, that is the direction that I'm going to go in, and I'm committed to that. And that can be something that maybe you don't normally do either. Yeah, maybe for some of you, something that you were doing, it got undermined in some way. And there may have been an issue because of that. Like, for some of you, I get the sense that this may actually be a person that you've been dealing with, and maybe it's like you were trying to kind of like put a brick down, and when you turned around they may have been like removing that a little bit. There could have been something like that happening with you and another person where you're like, I put all of this hard work in, and they're like coming through with a bit of a wrecking ball. And it may be something where it's like, well, if you're not going to support this, like you can't be part of this process anymore, and you may have had to like push them out a bit. And that may have been forcing you to sort of come into your own here and be a bit more direct and confrontational. But this can be something that is feeling upsetting for you to have to do. Like, this definitely feels like one of those times where you're like, well, I wanted you to be here with me, but you're not acting right, so you can't. So it could be something like that. Yeah. All right. We are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting and tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.